Yo, what's up, guys? It's Brandon here. I'm back with my second video on the channel, what life could be. I appreciate y'all leaving a lot of comments, likes, hitting me up about, just let me know what your situation was in investing and also what you thought of the video. I know the video was a little bit messed up. Yeah. But yeah, as you can see, I just bumped into it. I got a new microphone, so hopefully y'all can hear me better. And also hopefully the video is gonna be horizontal this time. Let's see what I can do. Anyways, second video. I got a good one for you guys today, and it's inspired by one of my friends who messaged me. And they're asking for advice, and their situation is they have $1,000 invested, or not $1,000 invested. They have $1,000 in their account, ready for them to use their money to make them money, right? And he asked me, should I invest? And that's a good question. And coming at it from my point of view, I didn't know anything about this person's financial situation or their aspirations or their goals or what they were looking for to make their money or how much money they're looking to make from that $1,000, right? So typically, and I get this question not just by this person, but a lot of people, right? It's a typical first question that you would ask. And that question has an answer, but that answer comes from self-realization, right? And typically when somebody asks me that question, I always respond with another question about them and their financial situation. Because in order to know what you want to do or where you want to go with that money, you got to understand where you are financially, right? So I would say understand what you're looking to do with that money. How much money do you want to make with that money, right? And by doing so, in pushing your money to the limits comes more risk. So, I mean, obviously the goal is to make $1,000,000 with your $1,000 in 1 month, right? And that's something that we all look forward to. But if that $1,000 that you have um, is a large proportion of your net worth, I wouldn't suggest you going into risk averse ventures to make that money. You get what I'm saying? Like the more money that you want to make in a short amount of time opens you up to more risk. So if you're a person that just has, say hundreds of $1,000s in your account, like, and you're chilling, you got $1,000. I mean, hell, like, what is it to lose $1,000 compared to that huge net worth? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can afford to take that risk. But if you're in that situation where that $1,000 is almost, let's say, 1/10, you have $10,000 total, and that's a lot of your net worth, then that $1,000 is going to mean a lot more to you. You know what I'm saying? It would take a lot more of your time and effort as well as work to replenish those funds. So I wouldn't recommend for the person in that situation. It wouldn't be the smartest idea to have that person invest in some seriously ridiculous option call or something like that, or buy a risky stock or something like that to make more money, right? And if you're looking to make a lot of money, let's say you want to turn that $1,000 to 10 grand, I wouldn't, first of all, people who come to me with this scenario always ask me, like, yo, I got $1,000, I want to flip it to 10 grand in 2 months. And I want to leave you with something. The average financial advisor right now, or money manager, makes 10% a year on average. So if you gave that $1,000 to financial manager, right, or a financial advisor, they would only make $100. And that's typically like industry standard, right? Including recessions and bull markets and stuff like that. So if the professionals are making 10%, how do you expect yourself to make more, or to turn that $1,000 into 10,000 in 3 months? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. You can do it. It's definitely doable. However, with that amount of progression in such a slow amount of time, it opens doors for more risk, right? And if you're trying to take that $1,000 too and turn it to $10,000, I'm not sure y'all know this, but the best way to capitalize on your gains in a shortest amount of time, in my opinion, is to day trade. And if y'all don't know what day trading is, it's just basically to buy and sell stocks in a short amount of time, typically in a day, i.e., the name day trading, right? So, and the thing is about day trading is that in order to be legally allowed to day trade, you need to have $25,000 in your account. It's some BS law, and it really held me back from progressing. Because honestly, in my experience, the hardest part about investing and having your money make you money is getting to a point where you have a large sum of money. Let's say you have over $25,000, $100,000, is taking that $1,000 to reaching $100,000. It's almost impossible. It feels like you're climbing a mountain, and especially with restrictions like pattern day trading rules, it's so hard, and it limits you to 4 trades a week. Like, how are you supposed to make that much money in such short amount of time? It's difficult, and to compensate for that restriction for the amount of times that you trade, you have to take riskier trades, opening yourself to bigger losses. So to recap, right, what I would do is, first of all, is understand your situation and what you're trying to do with that money, right? Understand, are you in it for the long term? If you are, then then do it. Take that $1,000, put it into an index fund or put it into the S&P 500, buy a couple blue chip stocks. I don't know. I mean, typically you're pretty much safe. If you're in it long term, just put that money away, take a little bit of your monthly check, put it into an account and let it grow over time. That's what I'd say. If you don't have much time, or you're not willing, or not necessarily willing, but yeah, if you're not willing or you don't have enough time to put in the work to learn the trade of day trading, then that's what I would recommend you to do, right? Is just put money into a fund, S&P 500. The S&P 500 is a collective of 500 of, or I don't know, I think it's 500. Anyways, there's a collective of America's top performing companies, right? And America is always a great economy to bet on. It has never gone down ever since the creation of the S&P 500. It's been on a steady incline, right? So that's what I would do if I were you. But let's say if you have $1,000 and you want to flip that $1,000 to $10,000 in, let's say, 2 months, and you don't have a lot of financial capital saved up to replenish those funds in case of losses, what I would do, honestly, I say this a lot because there's a lot of people that are friends of mine that are in this situation. And what I always recommend them to do is to outsource, to look for different opportunities to get you over that $25,000 mark, so you can legally be allowed to day trade, right? And also, when you make a percent of $25,000, that's significantly more compared to a percent over $1,000. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would do. And some things that I would recommend, I mean, personally for me, is just find opportunities. There's a lot of things that you can do that are out there to make money. I don't know. You can work your job, but if you want to take that $1,000 to work for you, I mean, here's a couple examples that I know. I mean, I'm big into shoes. You can buy and resell shoes. I mean, you take your $1,000, buy 4 pairs of Yeezys or something like that, flip them for a little bit more, flip that 1,000 to 1,500 to 2,000, depending on the retail value. It's just look through out. And if you want to really pursue that, I'll make a video. I'm going to make a challenge about me taking $1,000 and then trying to flip that money through other side hustles to build that $1,000 to become 10 or whatever the goal is to increase that, right? It's because you have a lot higher chance and less risk involved to build that $1,000 to $10,000 doing so with a side hustle, right? I don't know, like I said, selling shoes or even sports cars. Sports cars are hype right now. I don't know, go on Craigslist. I think Craigslist is one of the most underrated marketplaces ever. Like, people are literally giving things out for free. Like, you can buy, I don't know, I bought a chair for it was $25 and the thing was worth $150. And people usually, when they sell on Craigslist, they just sell stuff they're trying to get rid of, right? but like take those advantages so you can have your money work for you in a way that's safer and it protects your investment. So you can build that money over time. So when you get to that level of having, taking that $1,000, turning it to 10 or 25,000 or even 5,000, like it goes a huge way because typically, I mean, if you were to make 10% a year, like a money manager, a professional financial advisor would make, it would take a long time. It'd take multiple years for you to take that $1,000 and get it to 5,000 or 10, compared to if you were to go on Craigslist or resell sneakers or I don't know, baseball or sorry, sports cards, like I was saying, is you can find those deals, capitalize on the deals, and flip it in such a shorter amount of time to get you from that 1,000 to 5,000 to 10,000 when you start investing and let's say you're making those profits, it's actually a really big deal. Like you're making money, and that way your return is going to be a lot more rewarding, and also you're really going to be skipping years of financial progress. So to recap, understand your situation, what you want to do with the money, how much time you have to invest in your grind, right? It's really a grind and it's a process. Like when I first started investing, like it took me a couple years. It took me 2 years to become consistent in my gains, right? And learning the psychology, learning also just learning the fundamentals, right? It really like when you want to play baseball, or I don't know, I play baseball, I play tennis too, or I don't know, basketball too. You don't just when you first start playing, you don't just go to the 3-point line and expect to just drain 5 threes in a row and win the game. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to dribble. And that's what I'm saying. Like is start take that $1,000 if you're in that situation like my friend is, right, where that $1,000 is a lot, or it's about 1/10 of his total net worth, right? It's just take that as an example, right? Or that $1,000 is all you can afford to invest, right? Is this honestly what I would do? Is just take that $1,000, put into a side hustle, grow that capital, and simultaneously, as you're growing that capital, learn about investing more. So when you get to that point where you turn that 1,000 to 5 to 10 or whatever it is, or if you want to get over the day trading limit to 25K, is by that time you're already going to have a lot more experience and knowledge absorbed in the field, right? And that's what I would do if I was in your situation. So like is it's not about when you first have your first $1,000, it's not about what stock you should invest in, or it's not one stock or one trade isn't going to change your life 99.99% of the time, right? It's like shooting a YouTube video or a song or something like that. It's not your first song isn't going to get you to the Billboard 100, right? It's a culmination of many trials and errors. And that's the same thing with investing. Is when you invest into a stock or in general, when you invest in something, you're gonna have profit days where you're gonna make a lot of money, where you're gonna lose a lot of money, and there's days you're gonna break even pretty much. So break it down, man. Like understand where you are and what you want to do with your money. Find your direction before instead of asking what's that stock that's going to change my life. It's the wrong mindset. That's not the way that I would recommend or I would advise someone to reach their goals. So just that's honestly what I want to leave. That's what I want to leave y'all with today is don't look for a Hail Mary trade or a stock to invest in, or, to change your life. It's in order to know what you want to invest in, you got to have a game plan of where you want to go and what you want to do and what do you want to be or what do you want your account to be in the future, right? Understand where you're at, your goals, your risk, how risk averse are you, and really break it down and be honest with yourself. Because if you're looking to take that $1,000 invested in the markets and you got to pay your rent at the end of the month with your profits, then like, dude, that's not something I would recommend. 100%. Like, please don't do this. You're gonna save yourself so much stress, time, money. Like, dude, just you're better off taking that grand, buying some fucking shoes or something, or sports cards, or finding deals and just flipping it, and then making that money, have that money compound for you in different ways. So yeah, that's my advice. And it took me like what, like four, like no, it took me like 8 takes to film this video, but I finally got it off. And I appreciate y'all checking out this video. I know it's a little bit long. I'm gonna try to mix it up for y'all in the future. Mix in some different places I take the videos at, and also having some screen recordings and stuff like that. But I appreciate y'all tuning in till the end. Much love, and this is the second video of What Life Could Be, and y'all take care. And also, listen, like, if y'all need to talk or you need someone to guide you along your financial journey, please, like, message me. Like, I'm more than willing to respond. Like, I'll link my Snapchat down low. I don't use Instagram that much. I'll create one. But yeah, please message me, or even in the comments. Message me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think and where y'all are at, and I'll help you find that direction. Okay? Anyways, I hope y'all have a good day. Stay safe out there in these bad times, and I wish y'all the best. And have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later.